In this blog, we are going to learn about the attributes in library type of terms. In the configuration of a library type of term in a form, we can find plenty of options. Complete, which means we have access to the library in general. Integrate documents, to integrate documents directly. The option Customize Viewer, we can have filters, okay, that we will see like this in a form, and we can also add columns that will show up as a grid. In Customize Viewer, we can choose if we want to be shown as a grid or a list, as we can see here. If we select the grid option, okay, we can have filters and columns, and if we select it as a list, we will just have, obviously, a list. This edit symbol can also be changed in gallery, otherwise we can just use the default one. Let's have a look at the labels now. To indicate the values of which fields, we'll fill out the labels marked as automatic in the library. That is to say that if we have set the labels as automatic in the library, we have to map each of them with the field that is going to complete it here in the form. Then we have the digital signature option that is going to be explained later on. Performer permission in the form, although the performer may have permissions in the dictionary of terms to view, edit, create, delete, this could change when accessing the form. That is to say, we could customize it for the form from here. As we can see, there are a lot of options. We will see them in a minute. And then documents filter. We can show all the documents in the grid or only those that comply the conditions. Let's go to execution now. And let's start process and go to general terms. We can see here a library type of term, okay, and we can say these two icons. One is for direct integration and the other one is document editing. If we click in here, okay, we just can drag a document and just integrate it. If we click here instead, we have library options, okay, so we can see a lot more options apart from integrate the document. Let's add one or two documents now. So I'm gonna do it this way as it's quicker. Save and exit. Okay, and if I go here, I can see the two documents I just added, okay? As I said before, here I can integrate the documents, but I also can do a lot more things. If we go to settings, we can see all the options we can configure in a library. We have seen these two options already, okay? And this one, evaluate conditions and update viewer on exiting, is a pretty interesting one. Before I select it, let's go and see one thing so you can see it easily. So if I start another process, okay, so I don't have any documents here. I can see that I only have 3 buttons here, okay? But as soon as I add a document, and save it, I can see that another button appears. If we go to settings, we can see how this has been configured. So let's select here. And if I go to save button, I can see that it's been conditioned. Let's have a look at the condition. And the condition is that the library contains an integrate document. Okay, so as soon as we add a document, this save button appears. Okay, this is one way of doing it, and the other way could be this option. Okay, I could just evaluate conditions and update on exiting. Okay, so let's have a look now. Maybe it's easier if I start another process actually. Okay, so we add a document, save, and as you can see, this time we didn't need to save it, so the button appear. Okay, it just evaluated immediately that we have added a document, and immediately the save button appeared. That's the option we had just seen. Okay, evaluate conditions and update viewer on exiting. Now we have another one, customize viewer. So if we go here, okay, we have several options. We have the option visible in execution. Show elements when entering. Okay, we can show the filters as well. Adjust row height to content. Destination, I'm going to choose form instead of a new window. Show in a grid. And default, okay. And I'm going to add a filter, okay, because if we select to show filters but we don't have any, it's not going to do anything. I'm going to choose name, okay, and I'm going to add 2 columns, name and edit. Okay, save and exit. And add this. Okay, if I wanted to change the size, okay, I'll go here and change it. So let's imagine I want to change this to 50, and I want to change this one to 50. Actually, I think this one is a bit small. I'm gonna change it to 75 actually. That should be better. This one is okay like this, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And shown in a grid, yeah. Save and exit. Save and exit. Now it looks a bit better. Okay, so that's okay. So let's go to execution now, and let's start a new process. We can add a document, just maybe it's easier to see it. Okay. And then we can see here we have the filters, okay, the columns, the grid. Okay, so we can change these things around, okay? We might not want to have the filters, or we might want to change the column size or adjust the size for this if it was a long title so we could see it all. We might just want to take away this icon. So let's go to settings, and make some changes. So let's go to Customize Viewer, and now I'm gonna remove the filters, make it that appears as a list, and edit image. I'm gonna choose this one, accept, save and exit, and let's go and see the changes. So if I go back, okay, I can see all the changes now. Okay, it appears as a list, the filters have gone, and the edit option, okay, we have changed it. Now is this pencil icon. If it was a long document title, so for example, if we added this one, save and exit, and we could see that half of the name is not here, so we can see half of the name. We could go to settings, to customize viewer again, go to column, to edit, and change it to 150 to make it a bit bigger. You can see it's very simple. Save and exit. And done. Now, let's go back to settings to see the labels now. So if we go to labels, we can see that we have 3 here. Okay, and we have this one that is already configured. Okay, this is because it has been configured in the dictionary of terms. These two still need configuring. So if we go to structure, libraries, we go to labels. Okay, we can see we configured the options label, okay, so it will get filled up with a simple selection term. Okay, I have this field in the dictionary and obviously in the form where I want that label to be filled out. Okay, that's what it doesn't ask me for the origin field in the other place, okay, because it has been already configured here. So now the system needs me to configure these 2 labels as well. So if we go back to settings, we can do it from here. Okay, so I'm going to configure date, so it gets filled out with the date field, okay, and name with a 1-line text. Okay, save and exit. Save and exit. And if I go here, start another process. Okay, I'm gonna fill up the fields I just configured. So I need to add a date, symbol selection, option 1, a text, and then two documents. So if I go here, clicking on here, okay, we can see that the labels have been automatically filled out with the options we just chose, okay? If we change the labels and added another document, then they will update. So if I change symbol selection 1 to symbol selection 3 and added a new document, that new document, the label will have symbol selection 3, okay? So it gets updated. Now we have seen different attributes in library. Let's go back to see the rest of them. And for that, we need to go back to settings. So we have the header, okay, we can select if we want the information here, okay. Digital signature, as I said before, we're going to see it further on in the course. We're going to see now performer's permission in the form, okay. This is basically so we can remove options that we are not interested in, okay. So if we are not interested in integrate from scanner, okay, we would just go here and deselect it, okay. It would be as straightforward as that. And when we were in the form, it wouldn't be possible to integrate from scanner. So it's basically to get rid of buttons and actions we are not interested to have in the form. We can select who can and link documents, okay. If we want, we have 3 options here: all, none, only those created by the performer. We also have customize extensions, okay, in this library. So if we go here, we can see that we can have all the extensions, or we can just refuse some. So we will just have to choose allowed and add here the ones we allowed, or refuse and the ones we refuse. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Not interested in that just now, so I'm just gonna make some changes here. I'm gonna remove associate libraries, okay. I'm just gonna deselect as well print and integrate from libraries, okay. So save and exit, and let's start a new process to see. Let's add a document, save and exit, okay. And if we go here now, we can see the options, okay. So in here we have associated, we just have associate documents, other, and print. We don't have associate libraries because I just deselected before, okay. And in integrated, I have integrate from scanner, download complement, but we don't have the option print or the option integrate from libraries because I did the same. I removed those options because I wasn't interested, okay. So it's basically to add the buttons, the actions that we are interested in or not, okay. Okay, so if we go back to settings, we can have a look at a last option we haven't seen yet. That is documents filter. Okay, so we have by creation, we can choose if we want all the documents that were uploaded in the process to appear or just the ones in the record. Okay, by creator, do we want all of them to be accessible or only the ones created by the performer? And then we have by version. Do we want to see all the documents by version or only the latest versions? As you have seen, there are plenty of possibilities to configure or customize a library type of term in a form. Remember that we can modify it from here, so it just applies to the form. Or if we make the changes in the dictionary of terms, as always, it will apply to whenever this term is used. Now that we have seen all this, it's your turn to do part 4.